Hi everyone, my name is Tyann Falks and I am one of the members of the QC Tools team, and I am going to be teaching you today about the Graphical User Interface of QC Tools 4. So we'll first start off at the very top here with these three tabs. We have this first tab that has the ship. It's called the Hydrographic Data Review tab, and this is where you will put in all of your information that you need to run QC Tools 4. We have this new feature here, which we'll talk about in another video, called the Hydrographic Data Delivery tab, and that has some specific tools related to delivering data and data structures. And on this last tab, this is the Info tab, and this has things like our manual and some bespoke tools within that tab, which I'll also do another video on that in the future. So the Graphical User Interface for the Inputs tab, which we are on, you can see that there's a number of tabs down here, and I'll talk about how we can activate those in a minute. But this Inputs tab is pretty intuitive. You can put your inputs right in here. You can go to grid files and you can select this Add Data button here and navigate to your surfaces and DTMs like so. And as you navigate to these locations, you are able to see specific data types that can be uploaded here. I could select Caesar like so, and as I add different data types, you can see that the different tabs will also become activated once you have the appropriate data type. Another way that you can add data into the Graphical User Interface is by dragging and dropping. So I'm going to drag and drop over here a bag file, and you can see here that it says copy. I drop it and it will load into the grid files. If you want to run tests on your final feature files or your vector files, you can once again drag and drop the S5700 files in here, or select via the file dialog. I selected the same thing, so that's why it didn't show up again. You can get rid of these inputs by hitting clear inputs. Well, let's add our inputs back in because I kind of want to talk about them. Doop, doop, and we'll get this. This next box down here is a survey requirements, and depending on how you set these up, it will interact and interface with your tools in different ways. So we have two different types of survey requirements. We have uncertainty, so these are NOAA quality metrics going from exceptional to general 4. And then feature detection capabilities or quality metrics, which are between exceptional and general 4. It's really important that you set these correctly because depending on how you set them up, your surfaces could be analyzed in different ways. And we'll talk more extensively on that as we do a tool by tool training video for you. The next box down here is the different types of data outputs. So here you can decide if you would like a shapefile or a KML, or you can turn them off. We always produce, depending on the tool, a PDF and an S57. That's automatic, you can't turn those off. But you can select, a shapefile or KML depending if you're using a GIS that accepts those things. These options here are how your exported file structure is laid out. So you can create a project folder, and then you can also divide your outputs out into different subfolders per tool. So if you wanted to put everything into a flyer finder or a holiday finder tool folder, you can go ahead and select those. And if you go to our manual, you can see the different iterations of how these things look. And actually, I'll go ahead and show them right here. I'll have that pop up. All right, so This next thing down here is a folder. This is where your outputs are going to be located. You can go ahead and change that to wherever you would like and say I want it to go to my downloads folder. I can select that folder there. To revert it back to the default, I can hit this use default button. And another neat thing that I like to do is hit this open folder, because sometimes I forget where this local drive is being located to or navigated to. So I could hit this open folder button here and it'll open to your output location. Really neat stuff. So depending on what inputs you have here, if you have grid files loaded, you can then access your Flyer Finder, Holiday Finder, and Grid QA tabs. If you have a bag loaded, these will also be available, and the bag checks will be available for you. And if you have your grids and an S57 file, you can then navigate to your valsow checks. So that's active. And then if you just want to analyze your S57 final feature file, you can go ahead and select this feature scan if you have only your 000 file loaded. So that is the basic runaround of the QC Tools dialog. Thank you very much, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you at our next training video.